let's talk about Philip Jose Farmer. Before we do, let's just a little bit of housekeeping. I'm going to try to keep these videos a little shorter. They're pushing 20-30 minutes. I'm going to try to keep that down, and I'm only going to talk about one book or series per video. So there'll be more videos, but they'll hopefully be shorter. So that'll make it so you don't have to sit through 30 minutes of me talking at one time. All right, so let's talk about Philip Jose Farmer. This is going to be about the man. We are going to talk about his books in later videos, and they'll be posted soon after this. So, Philip Jose Farmer, born in 1918, died 2009. Best known for his World of Tears series, Riverworld series, and also, to a lesser extent, the Day World series. So other notable novels by Farmer, Riders of the Purple Wage, which is a satire of a future cradle-to-grave welfare state. I first read it in the 90s. I thought it was recently written. It was written in 1967, which is kind of interesting that he was sort of predicting this welfare state implosion back that early. So, like I said, we will talk about his other novels or the other series in later videos. So, Farmer is best known for his sexual and religious themes within in his novels. So, he is widely regarded as the person who broke the taboo on sex in science fiction. That was about in 53, I think, with a novel called The Lovers. So if you read, I didn't mention this in my Heinlein video, but if you read the dedication in Stranger in a Strange Land, one of the people it's dedicated to is Philip Jose Farmer. So there's a lot of, Stranger in a Strange Land has a lot of that group sex and stuff in it. Farmer broke that with his novel in 53. Religious themes, I find that there is some religion in his books, but he kind of keeps it separate. You'll see some very sexual stuff or sort of religiously themed. I don't find the religious theme stuff overly religious. He has a bunch of books which has Jesus Christ in it, and it's got Jesus Christ goes to Mars or something. I can never remember. I've read some of those. Those aren't my favorites. They're not bad novels, and the religion is not sort of pushed down your throat. He's not developing this big religion. Jesus is featured in a short story on in Riverworld, but it's not. It's more like a passing thing to me, in my view, anyway. The other third thing, sexual, a lot of sexual stuff, religious themes, and pulp heroes. He really likes the pulp heroes. He's got a series of novels, which you can see here: A Feast Unknown, Lord of the Trees, and The Mad Goblin, which are star two Lord Grandith and Doc Caliban, who are basically Tarzan and Doc Savage. They are this is where the sexual stuff gets in it. They're two half brothers. Their father is Jack the Ripper, and they have this elixir that gives them near eternal life. However, they can't engage in sexual activity except during acts of violence, and they can only come to completion after taking someone's life. They are set against each other by this group known as the Nine, and there's a scene at the end of the first novel, A Feast Unknown, which they are grappling with each other in the nude, punching, kicking, clawing, biting, and I believe, if I remember correctly, I have to reread it, one of them wins by basically ripping off the other's testicles and eating them. Okay, so that's a little bit weird. So yeah, this is the kind of thing that Farmer goes into, kind of some strange stuff. However, not to spoil too much, but the two of them later work together and work to thwart the Nine in the second and third book, Lord of the Trees and the Mad Goblin. Good stories. I really enjoyed them. I don't, I'm not a big fan of, Tarzan, Doc Savage, these pulp fiction heroes, John Carter, those guys. I never really liked that stuff. But, I enjoyed the stories for what they are. Just, beware that there is some, you know, questionable sexual stuff in there. But, it's not too bad. So that's one more thing you probably need to know about Farmer is he has numerous pen names that he would write under. The most used one, or most well-known one, is he used the name of Kilgore Trout. So if you see any books by Kilgore Trout, that's Farmer wrote that. And of course, Kilgore Trout being a character from Kurt Vonnegut's novel. He just stole that from there. So yeah, Farmer is a very interesting character. Next, I'm going to talk about his series, the World of Tears and the River World and Day World. Honestly, these series, I spoke about Asimov's Foundation and how pivotal it was to me and to, in the world of science fiction in general. But to be honest, the World of Tears and River World are my two favorite series of all science fiction. It's just that the, Foundation is different for its time. It's quite good for when it was written, but Farmer's ideas are just one more step out there and just that much more interesting. If you don't know this about me, I enjoy an interesting, an interesting background of an interesting what if world. What if this? What if that? So, Farmer really goes out of his way with these worlds. There's something that anyone can think of. Oh, we have a galactic civilization. Sure, no big deal. But what Farmer does is one step beyond that, and his imagination and his ideas are just amazing. So we'll talk about those next. I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay for the World of Tears and the River World. Those two series are things that I think every science fiction lover has to read. They are that interesting and that good. All right, leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you next video.